You know, even though I probably gave I don't know how many lessons to until now, but every experience I don't feel like it's the same, even though sometimes we cook similar things, but I don't feel like it's the same experience, you know, because you don't use the same language to describe what you're doing. People inspire you differently to speak to them in a certain way. You know, I think before I used to think about teachers, and it's like, how can you not be bored of teaching the same math lesson, for example, you know, over and over the years. And here I am, it's been like 4 years that I'm teaching sometimes some similar classes because people want to learn those, but then not one time that I dread the experience, that I say, oh my God, I'm gonna teach the same thing over again, or it's every time, it's almost knowing that you're gonna welcome some new people. You're going to experience what that brings you to teach differently that day, to create the same flavor, but using a different method, sometimes to keep yourself entertained as a teacher, you know, stimulate yourself. And that's why for me now feels like the book is a book, or also something to share on a visual media of what we are as people and as women going through our experiences of life. For me, never did I plan to do this. This was never something that I saw.
Cooking classes or the book?
Cooking classes. You know, the book I could see because I used to write all the time. I journaled every day, but then I liked reading them again. And I always loved autobiographies, reading about people. I didn't care whether they were known or whatever, but just diving into that. I think that's the same concept that makes people love reality TV, or because they dive into personal life of a human, so you relate. And I think for me that helped me through life's experiences so much. And taking the experience of becoming a woman, becoming a mother, going from being married to being a widow, dealing with pain while needing to still take care of self, right? And then despite pain and mortality and all that, you still have to get up, feel excited, because without that, it's like, God, you know, why? So, and constantly have ideas that are gonna keep making you having fun in your life. So for me, the book would be like, okay, I want to read a cookbook, but then also I want a book. I love reading books when I'm in bed. And so if it's a cookbook and I want to read like 4 or 5 pages, and then I land into a recipe that I know all about it, and it's like a story that led to that recipe, because that dish brings so much to my mind. You know, it brings that moment, and it brings when I was about to create it. And that dinner with all of us tonight, for example, is a dish, it's a flavor. So the book is that. It's a combination of all those stories and moments, and each of them is a recipe. And
That's it as well.
exactly. So being authentic, being real, to make it into like, yeah, it's an emotional cookbook.
Wow.
Yeah.